Hi everyone, welcome back to Empowerment Network with myself, Comfort from the United Kingdom, and of course our dear brother from Papua New Guinea. I think people who know this platform should already know our brother Daniel, or on other platforms. You will know how vibrant he is and what we are doing here. This is actually what he calls the second leg of his coming back here, because last time he was so inspiring, so encouraging, guys. What happens here, this platform is called Empowerment Network on purpose, because we just listen to people from all walks of lives, from all backgrounds, what they have lived throughout their lives to where we met ourselves, and we learn way so much. And it's such a privilege to listen to someone tell us everything about himself. So if I were you, I would get me a pen and a paper, or just get busy on the chat section and communicate with our brother Daniel, because he is coming back here to deliver as usual, and we are learning from the chronicles of his own life. Welcome, brother Daniel.
Thank you very much, Sister Comfort. I'm happy to come back. Like I said, I've been alive for 60 years, and I have a lot of stories to tell.
All right.
And my first leg has gone past already. The first one we recorded. This is my second leg of my story. Uh, I want to this time around. I'll focus on my nuclear family. All right. I'm married. Actually, I got married in September 1, 1993, May 1, 1993. That was over 30 years ago. My
Yeah.
wife is from another province here in Bougainville. I have I have two grown-up sons. One is a chef. He's a trained chef. He's a
Mm-hmm.
cook. He travels on a boat. And my second son is a founder. He's a policeman. And that's all. I have only two sons.
Okay, that's
Uh,
enough. We thank God for
yes,
that.
and yeah, and recently my first son had a daughter. And now I have granddaughter who was born just this month on the 17th of September, just a week ago. So yeah, I'm happy with my granddaughter. So Comfort, I have a small family now. Like in the last story, I said I have a big family. Yes, I had a big family. I grew up, but now because of my own nuclear family,
Yes.
I have a small family. There is a reason for that, because life is pretty tough, and with the amount of money that we are getting, uh, I need to plan, because if I had a big family, how will I educate them? How will I feed them? How will I clothe them when they're sick? How will I take them, pay medical bills? So I purposely had two sons, because I didn't have this financial freedom to cater for those things. That's why I have to manage my family so that I can live within my means, and so that I can give a better education to my two sons. And I don't want them to struggle as I had struggled. That's why I make sure I gave them the education they need, and they will not repeat the life that I went through. So that is the purpose of me having a small family this time around in life. And I'm very happy that I have my granddaughter. And it's up to them. If they want to have more children, that's fine, because I know ONPASSIVE is there for me, which we will talk about that later on.
It's very important, because you were very cautious. Life was pretty tough, and you think that it's just two sons, so I think I will start by congratulating you for your new bundle of joy. I know that you should be a happy granddad right now. She's so cute and adorable, and my love to them. So yeah, sure. It's a good thing to think about that, because on the other hand, back home in Africa, our parents don't think about that. They just go on and on and on with babies. They struggle throughout life, but people think differently. And of course, here we are. So yeah, and I know that you have a few things to cover today. So one of the
Yes.
things, yeah, you were like, oh, these are my same way you were. Your journey now, your mission is to break the cycle of hardships and struggle. So can you tell us a bit more about that? What do you mean?
Okay. The life I went through, you know, uh, it was a struggle. I came from a rural area, and the way of life, our water we get from the bore water that we dig on the ground, and our comfort room or toilet, we could say, is a pit. We use the pit ones. But I made sure that my two sons did not go through this because I was employed. I made sure I got a house, they have water, they have to go into safety toilet, they just flush and everything goes away. They have a good shower and they don't have to struggle. I have money to pay for the education because I have two boys. That's the reason I'm saying I'm trying to break that cycle of the struggle and hardship. So on a personal level, I'm very happy that it's a self-contentment that I actually achieved that in my journey in life, and I improved the way of life, my son's education, and my granddaughter future is secured because on passive. So I'm very happy because
Yes,
that's
yes.
my life. I told my two sons, if you want to have so many children, please go ahead because I will take care of you, no problem,
I like that.
because on passive.
Yeah. That's so good, isn't it? And it feels good because the family that you thought that you did not have or you did not have enough, you see it coming. All thanks to ONPASSIVE. Is that how you really feel now?
Correct. Yes, exactly. So I actually told my two sons, if you want to multiply, you multiply. But I only have two boys. But if you want three or four children, it's up to you. Please go ahead. I will not stop it because I know the world creating generating machine is here, and I will take care of all those things. So that's how I see life, and it's
I'm
not a
just
mistake.
laughing.
It's not a mistake
Yes,
that
it's not a mistake because earlier on I say yeah, sometimes we think it's a mistake or but then God plans that it's going to work like that, and if He does it step by step. So this feels so good, and I'm just wondering in my mind now, how far and wide are you going to go? Because there are definitely a few people like you, either back home in Papua New Guinea or all over the world, who have the same thing. You are not the only one. Everybody, I believe, everybody who is on passive, they are not fighting purposely for themselves, except the very younger ones, like the teenagers and the younger generations. But then from some age, everybody is fighting, looking at their children, at their grandchildren, and so on, because everybody wants to break this cycle. It's not fun being in need. Nobody wants to wish that even to their worst enemies, talk less of your best or your beautiful family, which I understand. So, what do you have in mind? What difference do you think ONPASSIVE will make to you and your family, and of course, the community and people who think like you? Hardship is gone. I've been there. I don't want people to be there. So, what is ONPASSIVE coming to do?
okay. Like I said, my education, I have come to a point where I couldn't continue, but I will continue once ONPASSIVE empowers me, because my two boys actually went to college and they went a bit higher than me, so I'm happy for that. But ONPASSIVE is going to come, is going to push me further. Even though I'm 60 years old, but maybe I can get a degree for myself just to look back and just to give me some satisfaction
For your personal
and
development. That's so positive. I'm
personal
sorry, guys.
development.
I feel so bad that I'm interrupting, but this feels good. So let's talk about this. Let's share our comments. He is 60 and he thinks that we have to keep building ourselves and stuff like that. So what do you think of the idea of him looking forward to maybe a bachelor's degree or a bit more? Go ahead, brother Daniel. I promise I'll not stop you anymore.
It's okay. Okay, we've talked about my family, breaking the cycle of my hardship. You already had my struggles I came through, and I was able to break that cycle. But you will be surprised that you might think that, oh, Daniel Sani told us the other time that he left work. Why did he leave work? Because he's got to take care of his family. Where will he get the income from? Those questions will come to their minds, our audience. How comes he leave work when we are struggling to find income to sustain the family? But I just left. There is a reason for that. Okay, and like I said, um, ONPASSIVE have impacted me a lot in my journey. I have received a lot of education. And Comfort, one thing I learned during my journey is that I learned, and I was forced to learn, is that if you want to cook, if you want to cook a dinner, you have to know the recipe. You follow the recipe and you get the dish. The proven tested recipe of success is already there. You want to be successful, follow the recipe. recipe created by Esmo Farah and ONPASSIVE. And I received a lot of wisdom. Like, I was forced to go online and learn. And during my learning process online, I came across a story of Bill Gates. Bill Gates said in 1996 that there will be a digital. We are in a digital revolution. We have industrial revolution, a lot of revolution, American revolution, but here we are on a digital revolution. And during the digital revolution, there will be only two companies existing. One is those who do business on the internet, and those who will be out of business. So when OnPassive comes along and do a business on the internet, will be in business. Those who are not in the internet and doing business, they'll be out of the business. So I've learned that. I learned that and I developed, and I received a lot of education. And one thing I learned is that during our journey, I had S. S was talking on one of the interview, and I think it's Red or somebody asked S, if you are a founder, what will you do? And I can clearly remember S said, I will create a small office in my house. I will have my laptop, and I will buy all the products that OnPassive brings out, and I will sell them online. And this is exactly, I got this message loud and clear. And this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm preparing myself. And like when I left work, left work, I went to entrepreneurship, buy and sell. And when OnPassive comes in, it resonates very well with me because when I left work, I started a small trade store, and I had products on myself, and I look at my community that I live in a small community, and what goods and service that the community needs every time they want to buy something. So every time they come over the counter and then ask, and if I don't have it, I'll make sure next time I'll have it on myself. So as time goes by, I develop and I buy a range of products on myself. And when OnPassive comes along and talks about the digital product, it actually resonates with me. And I know exactly. So when I explain to people, I bring in, I said, look at my store. Or if you have a store, you must have a range of product. If people come into your store and they want to buy something and it's not there, they will walk to another trade store close by. This is exactly what OnPassive is teaching us. We buy all our products, put it on our online store, and OnPassive through the direct traffic to our business, and they will come. If you fully stock your store, online store, then you make money. You generate income and wealth. So that's how I learned. And I'm very confident, and I'm still learning.
Right. I like the analogy of the recipe, following the recipe and cooking successfully. That's just brilliant. And I understand when you say your Ash's mission and vision resonate with you, because what Ash is doing here is solving problems. He has done the feasibility studies and stuff. He's looked around and known that this is what is keeping mankind behind. This is what is keeping a majority of the world population lying on the floor. And so he brings the solution. And that's what you're doing to your community. Because sometimes we just look at your store, your corner shop, and your corner store, corner shop, and they think that Daniel is here to make money, but it's more about solving problems. I also come from Africa, and I've also been part of some of my life. I've been in rural Africa. I know what it means that if there's no salt in the corner shop, you have to travel to the next town or you go to the bigger town just to buy salt. And so if Daniel have it, it's more of a blessing and not him making money. So I think that this is that kind of idea, the kind of mentality and the mindset that will take us really far. And we see Mr. Mufare taking people far. And I know we will do a lot. So I don't just want to keep you here and take over your place because you just need to say, I'm just thinking, what does this mean? Like yeah, your paradigm shift of mindset and so on. I think then about your self-confidence. I want to hear more about that too, because I've heard a lot about confidence this week. So let's stay here for a few more seconds. Tell me what this is doing to your self-confidence, because that's one of the things you shared with me that OnPassive is doing to you.
Comfort, the more knowledge you get, once you go into a learning, lifelong learning, invest time and effort in learning, and when you get more information into your head, it gives you the confidence that you can speak about it. So when David Bakau told me to go and educate myself about ONPASSIVE, that's what I did, and I educated myself, and now I can speak. I can speak to people, anybody will, about ONPASSIVE. I can explain to them. And one thing I developed was when we went to OES, when OES came out and migration took place, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, how are we going to migrate? How can we migrate?" Now, comfort about how I developed myself as an individual. The first thing I remember is I go into my OES and I have to look up the instruction manual. So I download the PDF copy of the user instruction manual, and I actually printed them. It's a lot of pages. And I went straight and I read the manual. And from there, I went ahead and helped the founders to migrate them to OES. So when some our friends in international founders trying to help us, I said, let's just give us time first and see if we need help, we'll let you know. Otherwise, we'll try to manage. Just because I read the manual. So that's how I know that every product of ONPASSIVE, even everything that comes online, is very, very smart. And all the products have a user manual. So founders out there and friends, we will not be left out. Everything is already done for you. You just have to go and extract it and learn, and you will understand what to do. It will tell you, it's a guide. It's a guide to help you learn. So that's what I'm doing with all the products for ONPASSIVE. And then especially ONPASSIVE ecosystem, I actually have the manual on my laptop as well. So every time I have a question, I go and I will do a search on that and I study myself, try to understand.
Yeah, that's just brilliant, guys, because I think we all feel like this, right? Because sometimes even in a webinar, you want to speak because you listened to Ash and you read the summary at the back office, and maybe you listened to Mike Ellis and some of these guys who break it down for us, Collins and the rest. So when you come back and what to add to what you already know, that is what gives you that eagerness, that zeal to want to talk because you are set, you are ready, So it's such a wonderful thing. So about the impact on passive has an impact on you now because you're learning, you develop your self-confidence, and you are talking about paradigm shift in your mindset, and your maybe talk a bit more about that. Where do you think your entrepreneurship will take you to from here, and all of those?
Yes, okay. When I was attending webinars earlier on, I had the leaders doing presentation, they were talking about paradigm shift. And I said, what is a paradigm shift? You know, in my mind, I didn't know at that time. What is a paradigm shift? So I have to go and find out. Go and do my own research and find out. And I found out that paradigm shift is a total new way of doing things. Your old mindset, you put it away, and it's a new set of mind that comes on board, and you are now shifting. It's actually it's in our subconscious mind that you need to really change and shift the old way of doing things. I have shifted myself. I have shifted away now. I've never been online, but because of this education, my mind has shifted from the old way of doing things, and I'm trying to think, and I'm still learning. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm continuous learning. It's a lifelong learning. We must continue to learn. So that's why paradigm shift is the total shift in the way we do things. And S is doing this because that's why it says uh, we are second to none. They cannot compare ONPASSIVE because we have a total paradigm shift of how S is doing things. Totally different. All the businesses are going that way, but ONPASSIVE is going that way. It's just like a river flowing down to the sea, but we are going back upwards.
I can imagine. I'm just smiling because yeah, you say you're right to say that learning is a lifelong process, because I know that some great minds have said the moment you stop learning, you stop living, right? You die the moment you stop learning. And one of the things I do, some of the times I don't really have enough time to read. I listen to these successful people because there's a lot of information out there. There's a plethora of information in all forms, either written or recorded and stuff. So when you listen even to 80, 90-year-old successful people, they are still living, they're still happening, they are still alive. They tell you how many books they read. I'm just asking, I try before they answer me, I'm asking myself, why do they still read books? And they say, because that is how I learn. If I don't read, I will not know anything. I'm just like, all right, so what am I doing here? So learning is key. It doesn't only keep you going, being on the trend. I think that it has a lot to do, as far as I'm concerned, with your mental health. You feel good because when you're happy, that your mental health remains also intact, and it gives you a quality of life. You live even longer. I think that things that make people live longer, they're just around us. It's just that we are just unable to look around all and really find them. I think that that's what you are doing. That's how I,
Yeah,
I, I look at that. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
very true, very true, Comfort. This is true because even my wife and my daughter-in-law and one of the founder that I visited today, my family look at me and say, "Pops, you look smart." And I said, yeah, because my mind is positive now. I'm shifting my mind, and I'm on passive is molding my mind. So everything is controlled up here in my mind. If my mind is changed, then my physical appearance also. So they're actually noticing it, and that's why I'm very positive, and I'm very happy that I'm with the journey with on passive. Yeah.
Right. So there's one I will visit if I'm taking you somewhere and there's any other thing you thought that you should say today, don't hesitate to go back to it, because sometimes I can be all over the place. So last week you told me that a good number of a great majority or good percentage of people of your community, the Papua New Guinea community, they don't yet understand ONPASSIVE. However, they trust in the process and they trust in you guys who understand it a bit, and you try to interpret it to them. So how do you see the future of these people? So what do you think? What is the difference? How
Um,
much are they learning, and where do you think this is taking them to? Do they share the same excitement like you do?
yes. One thing I find myself, what's driving me now is burning in my heart, in me to do something about this. Something's got to be done. I cannot just sit down and let them, just ignore them and the lack of information. Once there's lack of information, then negativity comes in. So lack of information, people will start to draw some negative conclusions. So we must educate them. So I just went ahead and uh, Michael Williams taught us already. He said, like I said, he has the recipe as well. He taught us about the Catmo, and also Michael Williams talked about the 7 steps of success. 7 steps. If we follow those 7 steps of success and you repeat them, then this is the recipe for success. I prepared a PowerPoint presentation for that, and some videos for us. And I want to call the founders together. I'm just looking around for a place where they can come, and I will try to talk to them about, because if I help them understand the Catmo formula, then they will not understand on passive. So that's what I'm looking
Exactly.
at.
Wow.
Yeah.
So guys, when you're listening to our brother Daniel, you see where the difference is, how clear it is. Because last week he himself, he said in other businesses, people do fight each other. Meanwhile here in on passive, we are there for each other. He is working, he's doing his own best, he's studying, to equip himself to be ready for the business, to be ready to take it to the next level. And he thinks that no one will be left behind. That's Mr. Mufare for you, and that's the replication we see in place. We see Ash replicating himself in various perspectives. The business model, the mindset, the trust, the trust and the genuinity of the whole thing, of himself, and all of those things that we discussed last week. So how does anybody feel? How does anybody feel left out? I think those are things that gradually, if we go with this spirit, at some point in time, life truly will never be the same again, because I can stand on the same platform with just anybody at all, and we speak like equals, and we smile the same. Nobody gets coy or gets shy or gets intimidated by the other because they know what I don't know, or they have what I don't have. That's such a wonderful blessing. And I feel really blessed listening to this guy. So let's know what you think in the comment section. Meanwhile, Brother Daniel, I'm not sure, you mentioned something about
Yes.
accounting. I don't know if you really wanted to share something
All
about
right.
that. Yeah, you can say a bit.
Yes.
Then when it's ready, we can come back and say more about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What accounting is that, because when I left work, I went to entrepreneurship, and one thing I need to do is I'm not a trained accountant, but I have basic understanding of my accounting equation. I know the 5 sets of accounts. I know for every transaction there is double entry, debit and credit, assets and liabilities, and any increase in asset is a debit entry to the books. Liability is a credit entry. Those things I know, I understand. So I went in, and in order for me to keep my records, I create an Excel sheet for myself, and I insert formulas in there. I did it myself without the help of anybody, because I'm always trying to find ways to make things work for me. And when I saw accounting, I said, this is the one. This is the one I need, because once I get this one, I will master it and I will sell it. I will buy it, put it in my digital store, and I will sell it, because I know those SMEs, small, medium enterprise, they need this, because when they approach the banks ask, can you produce your financials, your financial statements, your profit and loss, your balance sheet? And our accounting is the one that's going to provide those things for us. We insert the information, and the system is going to generate the reports for us. I believe that's how our accounting is going to behave. So that's why I'm looking forward. There's so many other products, but because this product resonates with what I'm actually already doing, so I really want to tap into that further, so that if I can understand that and give me confidence, and then I can sell it. I'll sell it like hot cake to the market.
Exactly. It's
So
hot cake
I think this
indeed.
one, yes.
Yeah, I
So
really
that's why I put
appreciate.
it there, because
You go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yes,
Sorry. Yeah.
I put it there because it ties in of what I'm actually doing at the moment.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship, so one thing I also learned in my journey in educating myself since I came to ONPASSIVE is that I learned that time also is a commodity. People sell their time for a salary, but I want to sell my time for profit. So you see, so ONPASSIVE is going to empower me, and I'm going to get the products, and I will sell products for a profit. Because once you work for a salary, they pay you a salary, but the owner of the business, they make a profit. So you have to sell your time for profit and not sell your time for a salary. So that's why I'm very passionate about accounting and those paradigm shift and all this possibly empowering me. And my mind is shifting, and I'm very positive, and I'm very happy. And like I said last week, I will still wait. And Ash came out last time and talked about, I was just smiling. I can see how he was empowered, and he was smiling, and he was talking with
Indeed.
full confidence. And while he was talking, I'm also was empowered.
His body
When I heard
language
Ash
spoke
talking,
more than every word he
body
uttered out there yesterday. It was really powerful.
correct,
Yes.
you know, very powerful. So I gave me more
Right.
confidence.
Yeah. So, Brother Daniel, I know
So
we,
that's
we
that's about it. I think, yeah.
yes, that's powerful, and we really appreciate you coming all the time. We want you here like just make time for us at least once a week. We would like to hear you because you are very powerful, and we can't stop listening to you. So, what we would like you to do now, we're rounding up. We'll give you 2 minutes to just say what your heart tells you, a powerful concluding message to our viewers, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Comfort. I enjoyed our discussion. My final words here will be about success. Success is not simply a destination, but a journey of continuous growth, self-improvement as you enter into your exploration for world creation. So commit yourself to lifelong learning, relentless persistence, unwavering determination. Accept challenges as opportunities for growth, and never shy away from investing in yourself and your potential. And above all, pursue a mindset of abundance, gratitude, and generosity. True wealth is not measured entirely by the size of your bank account, but by the lives you touch, the contributions you make, and the legacy you leave behind. This is the heartbeat of ONPASSIVE. That's my final words. Thank you.
Indeed, that was a powerful one. Indeed, that's a heartbeat of ONPASSIVE, because it's not about money, it's just about that empowerment. Because when you know what you want to do, you learn and know it and understand it and do it right. Money and other things, they're secondary, because they will automatically follow. So I really appreciate you guys. Let's tell our brother Daniel in the chat section what we think he is doing with his delivery to us on this platform and other places where we meet him. And of course, guys, this platform is open. You want to share your excitement. If I've not come after you yet, it means I'm looking for a means to get hold of you. So if you can't first, why not just let me know? Come and sit here. Let's have a chat. Share your excitement and bless people, empower people, because that's just the way to go. Thank you, Brother Daniel. Thank you, everyone. And go ahead and subscribe if you haven't yet. Share this with other people if you can. If you find it important, come back again. And of course, we love you. We love ONPASSIVE, and we are here to stay. Thank you, brother. Thanks so much.